All right. Yeah, so it's Zoom. That's good to know. So that I've been getting a weird error message ever since OBS had an update. When I try to launch, it says, no, you have another recording software open.
You're streaming audio right now, Brian.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Random Stuff while we wait for Gehenna Valley to come back. This week I am your host, Brian. You might know me from Gehenna Valley, where I also talk like this at the beginning of the episode. But this is a very special week for me. I'm so excited. I'm pretty positive this is the first time that I will have ever been streaming my game Ace Adventure. Ace Adventure, the game that you cannot buy yet. It's going to kickstart soon, we promise, because I have finished the draft. It's just madness. Finished. I even edited it once. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That happens?
Yeah, I know. It's nutty. Before the real editor even got their hands on it, I made another editing pass. It was crazy. So the Kickstarter is for real going to happen soon. I can't wait till I can give you a date. I just got to wait on a couple of things. So this is the first time that anyone will have played it in its final state. This is the first time that it's been streamed. We're super excited about that. Before we get into the weeds, let's have my charming guinea pigs introduce themselves. I would like to start with Wes because of the way I set up the overlay. Wes!
Hi, I'm Wes, or Brother Wes from Carrion Comfort Studios, and I'm really happy to be here. Should I say who I'm playing?
Yeah, why not? Let's mix it up.
Alright, I'm playing Agent Provocateur, Jack of all trades, Master of few, Jacques Dumont.
Oh, fantastic. Now let's jump over to the bottom-ish next to Wes. Ben!
Hi, I'm Ben, also known as Big Dad. I am also very excited to be here. And I am playing Carrie Wild, peppy freelance photographer.
Woo! We all love that character we've never heard of. Right. Next corner, we've got Ayde.
Hello, I'm Ayde or Ashley. You find me here on Mondays most of the time. Super cool, and I am playing. No, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but I would just pronounce this character's name as 10.
I think that's good. That's how most people pronounce it.
Okay.
I think
didn't know
it's
if it
up
was
for
like
debate,
0,
though.
0,
As the
but-
person who plays the character, I think you get to decide to an extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am playing this character 10, and they are the embodiment of strategic assassination, raised to be this super awesome agent or something.
That's a lot. Can you handle it?
I think I can.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
Do my best.
And then, last but far from least, we have Natalie. Why did I shorten your name to Nat? Well, I should fix that. You
You
talk.
can introduce me as Nat. I go by Nat.
It's
okay.
Okay, all right. I'll leave it then. I won't play with it.
Hi, I'm Natalie Pudum. I'm a professional game master with Charm Person Games, and tonight I will be playing the Ace pilot of tomorrow, the titular Ace Adventure.
Wow. That's exciting. Yep, and the full name of the game, well, it doesn't fit on the logo, is Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush. And well, our other players here are some of the members of that Flying Royal Flush. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so great. So I guess we should get started. I feel like I should say more things, but there's no last time on, because this is it. This is the premiere. Let me just pull up my adventure. Oh no! I forgot to prep an adventure. That's okay, though.
No.
You know why? Because I actually have a random adventure generator here based on how I write adventures, which will be included with Ace Adventure, the Flying Royal Flush, so you too can try to figure out what is wrong with me. So, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and roll some dice, and by those noises, you will know what I'm doing, because we don't have a little insert in this particular one, because I didn't really ask for one, because there's not much for you to look at. Oh, I guess they could have seen the cool character art. I'll show it at break or something. I'll do a thing. You're gonna love it. All right.
There's some pretty cool characters.
The character art is pretty cool. I kind of wish I did something ahead of time, but we gotta slowly keep you going. I'm going to roll dice. Okay, welcome to the stream. I'm rolling dice right now to see what the adventure is going to be. I did not prep an adventure, so I'm going to roll dice. The very first thing on my chart, it tells me where does the adventure start, and the dice says 2. The dice says 2.
Starts at 2?
It starts at whatever 2 means. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! And then something happens. What is going to happen, dice? What's going to happen? Ooh, 1. You're going to love slowly realizing what all these dice mean. I promise you. It's part of the fun. Okay, yeah, but what is that thing really up to? What's going on here? Oh, it's that. It's that again. Of course.
Real quick, as you're doing this,
Yeah, talk. It's
all I
alright.
need are these fate dice, right? I don't need any other
Fate dice or the fate generator. That's all you
Yeah.
need. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I have a bunch of dice here just so I can do this specific part of the random generating, and then I'm going to push them aside. It's going to be great. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I love it. I love it. We're almost done here. However, oh, wrong die. However, wow, okay. This has got to be like the most boring part of a stream I've done in a long time. I'm
It could be worse.
starting
It
to
could be
regret
like-
this.
It could be like you trying to figure out tech problems or something.
Oh my gosh, no, I think that might be more interesting. I don't know. We'll let the people vote. All right, you see the poll below, everybody? Go ahead and click on that poll. It's not there. There's nothing to click on, but you can pretend.
not.
I can make a straw poll real quick. It doesn't.
No,
take
it's okay, Wes.
All right, I got it. That's it. That's how much time it took me to come up with a random adventure.
That's it.
I'm sorry, did you want me? I can stall, make it seem
No,
longer.
I'm just.
Yes.
it's just
Are you
so
kind of
convenient.
impressed? Is that?
Yes.
Yes. So I hate to break it to everybody here. Hydrate.
Oh.
I hate to break it to everybody here, but Ace Adventure is based off a system called Fate Accelerated. Now, Fate Accelerated is a tiny, wee little system. The book is tiny, all right? You can buy it at your local friendly game store. In fact, it is so wee of a system that just like a pack of gum, they write the price on the cover. It's $5. And you can get the SRD, of course, for free on the internet. Now, I looked at that system. I said, this is an amazing system. I love that system. I wish it was more streamlined. I wish the tiny little system was a little easier and faster. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to be fast. We're going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. So with that, I'm going to embrace my own notes, and I'm going to remind everybody here of the 3 principles of Ace Adventure. And by remind, I mean probably tell you for the very first time. The very first one is we're going to have fun telling a story together. Principle number 1. It's a big one, all right? If you don't want to have fun, I'm not sure why you know me. Number 2, embrace spectacular failure. The heroes of this game are not perfect. They are flawed individuals. And through failure, we often find more of number 1, which is a fun story. And number 3, remember that the world is flexible. This is a really big one for my compatriots here who aren't used to playing this game. And there are 2 things that I like to say. In fact, I have them in quotation marks here in my notes because they're things I actually say. Until somebody states that something isn't present in the scene, it can be there. If you want it to be there, just say it's there. So if we're in the street and you really wish there was a trash can there, you can say, I grabbed the trash can from the street. It's totally cool, don't worry about it. Now, if you happen to say something completely off the wall, like, I grabbed the army tank that's there, and like there isn't like really a good reason for an army tank to be there, I might stop you. However, that brings us to the second thing I tend to say, which is, if it could happen in a comic book, it can happen in our game, okay? That's the line. It's a pretty rubbery, elasticy line.
Yeah, it's a pretty flexible line.
It's a pretty flexible line. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. All right. That's all. I don't have to say anything else. We're going to jump right in to the first scene. Now, here's the thing. Ooh, should we? Yeah, we should. We should do that, shouldn't we? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So,
Okay.
Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush. You're amazing adventurers between the world wars. We don't need to name a year. That's for other people. We don't do that. This is already an alternate universe. Let me tell you why it's an alternate universe. The people out there might want to know. See, Ace Adventure, the amazing Ace Adventure, is not from the amazing year that it currently is between the world wars. No, Ace Adventure is from the far, horrifying future of 2020. And in the far horrifying future of 2020, a team of scientists got together and they said, listen, we really need to figure out time travel. And they did. But they're scientists, though. They're not amazing pilots. So they found this amazing test pilot, Ace Adventure. And they said, hey, we need you to test this, okay? We're going to send you back in time. You're not going to do anything significant, and then you're going to come back. It's going to be great. So they sent Ace Adventure back in time to just outside of London during World War I. Now, Ace was very smart. Ace said, well, while I'm here, I could probably help out a little bit. It won't be a big deal. Went over to France. That's where they were sending the Americans during World War I who wanted to fight. Ended up being a pilot. It was great. It worked out for everyone, except for the fact that some people outside of London found that time machine, didn't know what it was, were smart enough to give it to scientists. The scientists, however, during World War I were mainly working underneath London. They got together. They're like, we don't know what this is, but it has an amazing power source. Let's try to reverse engineer it. It was a nuclear power source. London got nuked during World War I. Okay?
Whoops.
Two things come out of that. One, there's a lot of nuclear fallout around London. Most of these civilized nations are like, we shouldn't really go into nuclear research. That's bad. So the people who want to do nuclear research, they're kind of rogue scientists. Some people might call them mad. I'm not crazy about that word, but I think you're familiar with it. The other thing that happens is what Ace Adventure says to themselves, self, I've already changed time. So I guess it doesn't matter if I change it some more. And that's the alternate universe we find ourselves in when we join Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush at an amazing Halloween party. That's right, the first scene is going to take place in our amazing island base in Boston Harbor, where Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush are having a Halloween party. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go around. You're going to introduce your characters. You're going to describe for everybody what your characters look like. You're going to tell us your characters' pronouns. It's completely up to you. Everybody got like a little bio of a pre-made character, one of these legendary characters we use to tell the story of Ace Adventure, though, of course, when you pay for Ace Adventure with your hard-earned dollars, you can play any character you want. You don't have to play these characters. And these characters, in fact, have blanks on their sheets, so they can continue to develop throughout the night. And I'll explain more about that as we go on. But first things first, I want you to tell us who you're playing. I want you to describe your character. I want you to tell us your pronouns. And I want you to tell us a little bit, just a little detail about the super awesome island base and what you're doing at the Halloween party at the base. Does that sound like fun? Great.
Sounds good.
Who wants to go first? Who's already like itchy? Okay, Natalie, you're up.
Alright, I'm playing Ace Adventure, like I mentioned earlier, the time-traveling revolutionary. She has never really gotten used to the fashion of the era and basically tries to reappropriate it to look as much like modern 2020 fashion as she can. She is deaf. She can read lips, but she speaks sign language. And during our amazing Halloween party, she is piloting a prototype robot suit around the party. Just going up to people wearing the suit, saying, what's up?
Of course you are. No, obviously, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're piloting a prototype robot suit, which I'm writing down. I'm sure that won't come up again.
Oh, of course not.
Love it. So since you started, let's go in reverse order. Ayde, what's happening?
Okay, sure. Like I said, I'm playing 10. Pronouns are they, them. I don't remember. Natalie, did you say your character's pronouns? I can't remember.
She, her.
Okay. Um, to read the little background blurb, it says, raised as an agent of anarchy from a young age, 10 was supposed to be the embodiment of strategic assassination. Initially facing Ace as an enemy, 10 soon learned anarchy was as domineering as any government and left. So I think they have this very kind of androgynous look about them. They were raised as this like agents, so their whole life has been like revolving around that. So they never really got to have their own personal identity. And I think at this Halloween party, like as they've been working with this group, they've been trying their best to kind of fit in and grow and, figure things out. But, when they don't know what's going on, they kind of fall back into what they do know. So I think at this Halloween party, they're dressed up as this, like, secret agent, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably, like, some old uniform that they've had that they try to, like, write off as, like, no, this is just a costume. Like, don't worry about it.
Great. And let's go to Ben now.
I am Carrie Wild, she, them. She is a photographer for the Boston American. She's wearing a double-breasted suit and a pillbox hat with some high heels. And she is going around the party, popping out from behind like corners and maybe behind a table, taking photos of the rich and famous or the fancy people that may be there to make a report or
Nice.
An article later.
I
And
love
shouts,
it.
"What a scoop!" a lot, or smile.
Yeah.
In opportune times.
That's pretty fancy. And Wes.
Yes, I am. I am playing Jacques Dumond. Jacques Dumond is a longtime intelligence agent of the Third Republic. Jacques is a master of disguise, a pilot, a triple agent, and most importantly, a pillow talk mastermind.
Whoa.
Jacques may be retired, but Jacques is not out of the game. He is a almost hitting 60 years old gentleman, about average height, wearing, he typically wears a black suit with a red tie, but since it is a fancy gathering, he is wearing a red dinner jacket with a adornment on the lapel, and he is wearing glasses. This is his Halloween costume.
Oh.
People ask what he's dressed up for. He goes, "Well, can't you not tell? I am a billionaire playboy." And he spends most of his time posing beside plants or champagne trees or anything, just assessing the situation, but making sure that he always looks good, just in case.
That's amazing. That is quite astounding. I love it so very, very much. And what is also amazing is that there are some famous celebrities here tonight. It's absolutely true. However, the one that is getting everyone's attention at the moment is Calvin Coolidge, President of the United States of America. Now, let me tell you why Calvin Coolidge is getting all the attention. Not only is he president, but he was also part of the Massachusetts state legislature for a while. He was mayor of Boston at one point, and he was both the lieutenant governor and governor of Massachusetts before his presidency. This is all true, by the way.
This is all okay. I was about to say this is all like real life.
I drop some truth bombs every so often
Cool.
when running
That's
Ace Adventure. I
stuff-
kind of like that.
Stuff I didn't know.
Yeah. And one of the things that he is super well known for at this time, and one of the reasons why he became president even, is because He was governor during the Boston police strike, a very big deal in Massachusetts, where there was, I don't want to say chaos, as I wasn't there, but there was a lot happening during the Boston police strike. And he brought in the National Guard and at one point was running the police force himself as governor. Yeah, he went very hard line on it, and so people's opinions of this individual are across the board in many different directions. But somehow he's managed to make it to the party tonight. We'll see exactly why very soon. Priorities. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a great party. I mean, who doesn't like this party? Show of hands if you don't like the party. We all. Wow.
I like the party.
10.
That is probably pretty uncomfortable.
To those talking in the Twitch chat, and those YouTubers at home who cannot see the Twitch chat, there are some smart asses in the Twitch chat tonight. Highly suspect, most unusual. And I just want to say that tonight's adventure is not about Gehenna Valley. Come back in 2 weeks for Gehenna Valley. We're not going to talk about that right now, Rob.
Who you calling a smartass?
What is this, how do you say Gehenna Valley?
Yes, we don't know anything about that. That's in Western Mass, which has nothing to do with Eastern Mass, I assure you. We don't go out there. Love you all so terribly much. So, everyone's having a good time at this amazing party, when all of a sudden, there's a scream. There is an absolute scream of terror from one of the bathrooms. And local businessman John B. Honest stumbles out of the bathroom with a real shiner.
That's a black eye, right?
That is a black eye. That's
okay,
right. We're talking old-timey fancy talk. Sorry.
Ace drops the liquor bottle she's juggling in her robot suit as a party trick right now.
Oh, wow.
Drops them and goes rocketing over to where the scream came from.
Yes, and there you see.
10 hurries over too.
Great. Yeah, and you see John be honest, like looking around in shock. It was probably John that screamed.
Carrie will snap a photo of John.
Great. Priorities. Love it.
Doc will mourn the dropped bottle of liquor, and then he will make his way, pulling out a kerchief and handing it to John. And then keep pressure on that man. Keep pressure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jacques. I'm sorry. I was taken by surprise. Whoever else is in the bathroom must have sucker punched me. All because I was singing the national anthem while washing my hands.
As this is going on, 10 it just like walks right by John, like to go into the bathroom.
Great. 10, you walk into the bathroom and you see President Truman washing his hands.
Just that's it?
No, there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the bathroom.
Truman or Coolidge?
Wait, did I say Truman? I'm sorry.
You did say Truman.
I meant Coolidge. Thank you so much. I did mean Coolidge.
I can see either one of them.
I could see either one of them too, but this particular episode of Ace Adventure is about Coolidge.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna ask any questions. Okay. You can go back to the scene out there, but 10's gonna take a few seconds to just like, well, I guess this is the men's bathroom.
It is.
Probably, right?
Yes.
Are there like stalls?
Yeah, there's stalls. This is for when you have parties. Yes.
Yeah, so they're gonna like just take some time to check all of the stalls.
Excellent.
There's no one like hiding.
This sounds like an excellent time to show people how we resolve mechanics in Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush. Let's look at our cheat sheet.
Okay.
I'm looking. Don't worry. You don't have to look too.
I'll look too.
I was just being dramatic. I don't want to put pressure on you. There's only
I
four
don't
things.
know how to play this game.
It's all right. That's what we're doing. We're learning.
Good.
There's only 4 things you can possibly do in Fate Accelerated, and I have kept that true here in Ace Adventure as powered by Fate Accelerated. 1, you can create an advantage. That's when you want to do something that's going to either help someone else or help yourself. So you can set up an oil slick. You can try to get the kind of information that you can build on later. Or you can do something literal, like take out a gun. And you can take out a gun for free most of the time. But if you want it to be an extra special gun that's going to give you an advantage on your next pow-pow roll, you can first take the action, create an advantage. Then there's overcome an obstacle. Overcome an obstacle is when you try to do anything that might slow you down, get past something that might slow you down, but won't necessarily help you mechanically on any other rolls you'll do later. Then there's attack, which is when you hurt somebody physically, mentally, emotionally. And there's defend, which is what you do when somebody tries to hurt you physically, mentally, emotionally. So in this case, I'm going to say we're going to create an advantage, because if you can find some kind of clue looking through this bathroom, that'll be helpful on future rolls for at least somebody. So what you're going to do is you're going to first describe how you're examining the bathroom.
Yeah, so I think they 10 will just literally go up to each stall, like, if it... Well, you said that there was no one else in there, so...
You didn't see anyone at first, at least, yes.
Yeah, so they're just gonna go and start, like, opening each stall door and, like, looking up and down the whole... Like, even, like, looking up, like, who knows, maybe something happened, someone crawled into the ceiling or something, who knows, and go, like, I don't know how many stalls there are, but, like, to each one and do that.
I like it. I think it's great. So would you... So you have approaches on your sheet. Everybody has approaches on their sheet. These are sort of like your ability scores. You've got clever, charming, forceful, precise, quick, and sneaky. Which of these 6 approaches do you think best fit the description you just gave me?
I would say either precise or forceful.
I would say precise. I think that's fine.
Yeah, sweet.
Great. And you have a number next to precise. What is that number?
+2.
Great. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your fate dice or your digital fate dice, also known as fudge dice, depending on where you bought them. And they're these fun little dice. Here, I'll show you a dice. Yes, look. It's got a plus sometimes and a blank sometimes, and sometimes it says minus. Yes. Oh, that was a really good way to show it. Thanks, Ben. That was better. And you're going to roll them. And then you're going to add 2 for your precise to that number. And against that, I am going to set a difficulty because I know... I happen to know that there's nobody working actively against you right this second. So I will set the difficulty... And it has been set.
Okay, so I rolled 2. +2 is 4.
Great. So 4 is great. Now, you can do things to make your roll even better than great. You have 2 fate points. Everyone started off the game with 2 fate points. I marked it on your sheet. Some of us have physically brought fate points with us, which is just as fun. With a fate point, if you don't like the way things went down, there are ways you can use them to either increase the number or re-roll your dice. But do you think great is what you need? Right?
I think great is perfectly fine.
Great. So then we will get it great. So then we will explain those mechanics another time, and I will reveal that I had set the difficulty at 3. So you absolutely succeeded with your 4.
Ooh.
Which means that you discover an aspect of a clue, or you create a new temporary aspect with 1 free use. So these are just things that help us that we haven't really gotten around to explaining yet. So I'm going to let you know that you have discovered a clue. And when looking at these bathroom stalls, you realize because this isn't the first time you've examined a bathroom. You were trained as a special agent for a long time. You can see the splatter of water from the sink that Coolidge is using to wash his hands. You can notice the little flow, the little wispy breeze of the toilet paper, and you know how long it's been roughly since somebody's grabbed onto that. And you know that President Coolidge only just left their stall.
All right, I'm
and
gonna
that is
take
the
some notes.
Clue.
Slide.
I'm writing down clue, just left the stall. If we were in person, I would totally use a sticky note, because that's a great thing to write on a sticky note. And because you succeeded with style, you get 1 free use on that. In fact, anyone on your team can use that for free to either add 2 to a roll where it makes sense that they would be benefiting from that, or to re-roll their dice. 1 free use. Whew! That was exciting, wasn't
Sweet.
it? Let's
Cool,
jump
now I
back.
know how to play this game.
Now, what? That quickly?
Amazing.
So let's jump back now to the bigger room where John, be honest, is holding a handkerchief up to their shiner. Ace, you're out there. So is Carrie, and so is Jacques. Jacques, what were your pronouns? Are you he, him?
He, him, yes.
Yes.
We.
Great.
I think Ace has kneeled down in her robot suit and like the cockpit has opened, and she's explaining to Calvin that the national anthem is a great song for making sure you wash your hands a requisite amount of time.
Wait, are you explaining that to Calvin, who's in the bathroom?
Oh no, I'm explaining it to
John, be honest. Okay.
Be honest.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Just wanted to make sure.
The national anthem is a great choice for that.
Oh.
Because, you don't want to spread viruses.
No, I don't want to spread viruses, and I'm just very patriotic. I don't know who would be angry with such a song.
Jacques is going to grab a bit of ice in a cup, and he's going to bring it back, and he's going to be, "May I, John?" And he's going to take the handkerchief, and he's going to put ice into the handkerchief, and he's going to tighten it up, and he's going to gingerly put it on John's shiner. Be like, "Oui, what Ace is saying is perfectly correct. The national anthem for even this country is a perfect hand washing. I myself, I sing my own nation's national anthem when I wash my hands."
So I have to ask, and maybe it's just the accent and I'm reading into things. Are you just being nice, or are you flirting with John, be honest, right now?
I'm flirting. I'm leveraging. I'm trying to create a sense of calm.
Okay.
The man has just been sucker punched. He needs something nice to happen.
Okay, great. So let's see. How do I want to do this? You know what I want to do this? I want to do this as an attack roll.
Ooh.
You're attacking him emotionally, because with enough attack, you can sort of flip a character. And knock them out of the fight. And if you do that emotionally, you can get a lot out of them. So that's not a bad thing to do at all. So if you look at your approaches,
Got it.
what approach do you think best describes how you just played that action?
I think it's going to be charming.
I think charming makes sense. And what's your bonus to charming?
It's a +2.
Wow, it's as if people are leaning into what they're good at right now at the very beginning of the game. It's crazy. Fantastic. So I'm not going to set a difficulty. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actively roll against you. I've got my fate dice here. And the way most NPCs work is they don't have approaches. What they do is they have things that they're good at and they have things that they're bad at. If they're good at this, they get a +2. If they're bad at it, they get a -2. And if it's not on either list, they get a 0. And you know, of course, that I just made up the character of John, be honest, but there is a bunch of stat blocks that you can crib from in Ace Adventure, so don't worry about that. While I am making a lot of this up as I go along, for John, be honest, I am actually referencing something right now. Okay, so let's do it.
All right.
All right, and you are going to tell me your number first.
So I rolled a -1, which is a poor roll. That was 3 blanks and 1 minus. But I have a +2, so that is a +1.
Okay, +1, that's not bad. It's not bad. You don't know what I have. And you're not going to get it out of me that easily. So you have to decide now in the moment if you want to try and increase that number with your 2 fate points.
I think I'm going to let it fly just in case.
You're going to let it ride.
I'm just going to let it ride.
Okay.
On the +1.
Okay. I also got a +1. So that means you tied with your attack roll. And our little cheat sheet tells us that when you tied, you're going to succeed. And the GM is going to make a story move. Or you're going to fail. And I can't make a story move. But you get to pick which one of those things happens.
I think just to make things a little bit more interesting, I'm going to succeed, but you get to make a story move.
Fantastic. Now, as it turns out, John, be honest, he is not a skilled individual. He's not like a big player in this game. While our PCs have 4 boxes for taking damage, a lot of NPCs just have 1. And that is true for John, be honest. So your flirt has completely won him over, though you had no way of knowing that he was at 1 box. So that's going to be real fun, real quick. And in the meantime, I'm going to make a story move. I've got my list of story moves right here. Y'all know I have a second monitor. You know that, right? Okay, cool. I'm not just talking to the players, all right? I have the other people that I have to reassure. Oh. Okay. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. John turns to you, and he kind of like gently moves the ice aside, and he just fully embraces you in the moment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Carrie, what are you doing?
Probably just going up to John. John, be honest, and just trying to overwhelm him with questions.
Okay, you're gonna try to overwhelm him with questions while he is actively making out with Jacques Dumont.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do before it happens.
Okay, I mean you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just mixing business with pleasure.
Ugh. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. So, you go up and you start asking questions, which is delightful, I have to say. I love it. What's your first question?
Something like, give us the lowdown. Make like a stool pigeon and start singing for us. What's going on here? Don't take the fall for some patsy.
And John, be honest, breaks out of the embrace. And you can see around the room, Ace, since you're not as distracted as Jacques and Carrie, that the people in the room seem very split on this sudden decision to make out in the middle of the party. There are people who seem a little horrified, perhaps some of the more conservative members of the room. And then there are people who are just like, yeah, this is a Halloween party, all right, you know? And are less so, less disheartened. Carrie, John Be Honest turns to you, and he says, "Sing. I tell you, I came here, and at no point in my mind did I think that I would fall madly in love with member of the royal flush, Jacques Dumont. But right now, that's all I can think of." Now let's put a pin in that for just a second. Hey, 10.
Yes.
Coolidge looks like he's going to leave the bathroom.
Yeah. So I think as soon as 10 came to the realization that it was likely not Coolidge who punched this man, if I am interpreting that clue correctly, he will just like immediately walk up like alongside Coolidge and be like, was there someone else in this bathroom besides Mr. John Be Honest just now?
And Coolidge will turn around, shocked, and say, no, I didn't come with any of my security, knowing where I was going to be at the famous Flying Royal Flush's base. What could be more secure?
And Ten is just like looking straight into his face, like, and he'll just ask, and he'll be like, sorry, they will ask and say, are you sure there was no one else?
Are you trying to make absolutely certain that he's telling the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if there was like a role in this.
Yeah,
game or
let's
not for
overcome
that.
an obstacle for that, because I don't
Okay.
think that's going to give you a bonus or not a bonus later. I think you need the hard story, the real truth. I'm going to set a difficulty for reading the face of one President Calvin Coolidge, former governor of Massachusetts, who brought down a police strike and led the police for a short time. A hard individual. I'm not sure why I said all that just there, but let me just set a difficulty real quick. He's not actively working against you, so that's why I'm setting a
Okay.
difficulty. Or is he?
I don't know, but I do know that I rolled real bad. So
Okay, great. I've set the difficulty. Oh, you already rolled. Great. What did you roll? Wait,
Well, I
don't tell me what
rolled-
you rolled.
Okay.
Tell me what approach you used.
I want to say like forceful, in that they're just being straightforward.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Moving forward, let's try to set our approach before we roll the dice.
Okay. Sure.
That's all right. Okay, great. So what's your bonus on forceful?
0.
0. Okay, not that great. And how about your dice? How was your dice roll?
I got a -3.
A -3. Okay, so that's not great.
No, it's really not.
We call getting a 0 mediocre. So -3, that's significantly less than mediocre.
That's real bad.
Yeah. Do you think this might be a good time to use one of those fate points?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think I could.
So when you use a fate point, what you do is you look at your sheet. And you look at the aspects that are there. And you say, which one of these aspects would help me in this scene? If you feel like there's an aspect there that would help you, then you can spend that fate point and either add 2 to your roll or re-roll your dice. And the designers of Fate Accelerated, their professional recommendation is that you only re-roll the dice if you got a -3 or a -4. Now, I'm not going to say that we have to listen to them, but that is their
That's
professional recommendation.
They probably know a thing or two about the game.
They seem to think so anyway.
Okay. Maybe the Anarchopunk, personal authority, no orders.
Yeah.
I guess.
Anarcho, like anarchist.
Anarchopunk.
Yes. Personal authority, no orders. And why do you think that would help you read President Coolidge in this moment?
Because 10 is doing their best to act of their own accord. Sure, they're kind of falling back into their previous mindset of, like, being an agent, but no one told them to come figure out what happened. They're like, this is the right thing to do on their own accord.
Okay, I buy that. I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot. So, are you going to add 2 or are you going to re-roll?
I'm going to re-roll.
Do it. Re-roll.
This time I only got a -1.
Okay. -1 plus 0 is -1.
It's still a -1.
All right, so it's still a little less than mediocre. Are you comfortable now? You could spend your second fate point to do the same thing again. Then you'd be out of fate points.
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah. If for
Is
everyone
there-
at home, you were to do
Yeah.
that, you would have to use a different aspect. You can't use the same aspect twice on the same roll.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yep.
Is there a way to get more fate points? Now, I don't want to spend another one, but just
Yes.
for future reference.
For future reference is a really easy way to get more fate points. And that's when you go and you do something. You look at your aspects and you say, actually, I think one of these aspects might make this more difficult. And before you roll, you call that out. And sometimes I will help you call that out. And I'll say, 10. Your struggle, physical certainty, social anxiety, might actually make you really nervous in this situation. Would you like to take a compel? You would take -2 to your roll. and you would not be able to spend any fate points on it, but you would get a fate point in the process. And while on your sheets I have written fate points 1 out of 2, that 2 is not your maximum. That's just your default. You can have as many fate points as you want if you want to keep making your own life hard.
Okay.
So that's how you'll get those back in the future.
Okay, cool.
But for now, you have failed on a overcome an obstacle. And when you
really
fail, we have some things here. The GM may declare that you are still successful, especially if it moves the story forward. If successful, the GM makes 2 story moves.
Ooh.
If you fail, the GM makes 1 story move.
Okay.
I'm going to say you fail, and you have
Okay.
no idea if Calvin Coolidge is telling the truth right now about no one else
Okay.
being in here or bringing no security.
Sure.
Because I think that moves the story forward in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I get to grab one of my other story moves. And Coolidge looks at you for a moment. And he really seems to examine you now. And he says, "You know, I never noticed this, 10. But you have a interesting look about you. You didn't fight against us in World War I, did you?"
Add a character, did they?
"Yes, you did."
Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay.
I think 10 just stares at Calvin Coolidge and says, "I don't see how that's relevant to the current situation. But I appreciate your help." And we'll just turn to leave.
Great. Now, I love this. This is going great so far. 10, you join the scene outside once again. Calvin Coolidge is soon to follow. But before Calvin Coolidge comes out, I think we could manage to do one more thing before Calvin Coolidge is present. Does anybody have something they think would be great to do before Calvin Coolidge comes out of the bathroom?
I think Ace wants to make a big show of supporting Jacques and John Be Honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And I think that there's like fireworks sprinklers that she set up to like ignite out of the back, and she's gonna push the button to ignite them.
Okay.
And just start clapping with the big robot arms and be like, "Woo! Yeah!"
Okay. All right. I love it. I love it so
She's
much.
kind of pissed off at these people who are scoffing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make the half of the crowd an enemy that you can sway to your side real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna write real quick here. I'm gonna say conservative partygoers, and this is a mob. And I'm gonna warn you right now: mobs generally have more than one hitbox. All right, so let's roll an attack. I think that was an attack on their emotions. Like, we've sort of already established that that's a thing. Which aspect that you have do you think best represents the way you just described attacking these people's emotions?
I think I'm being forceful. I think I'm being
Laying it on a little thick, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy that. What's your bonus to forceful?
+1.
+1, great. So go ahead, roll them bones, and add 1, and I will set a secret difficulty here.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm going to roll against you, because they don't want to be swayed.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you the results, but tell us yours, and then you can decide if you want to add.
I rolled a 2, and then I get to add 1, so that's a 3.
3, great. 3 is right between fair and great. Are you confident that 3 will be good enough?
I'm not.
Okay, great. So you can spend a fate point, and you can either add 2 or re-roll your dice.
I'm going to add 2.
Okay, and what one of your aspects helps you sway conservative voters with fireworks and robot hands?
I can't hear you, and I don't care.
And tell me, why do you think that would help you in this moment?
I think I don't care what they think, and I'm kind of over this.
Okay.
Sometimes being in the past sucks, and I'm like, no.
Okay, great,
Fighting
great.
for this.
So for everyone watching at home, part of that aspect represents the fact that I'm sorry, that was the wrong word. That Ace Adventure is an amazing time-traveling test pilot who fought in World War I, managed to form an amazing social justice vigilante group between the world wars, and is deaf. Absolutely deaf.
By the way, I put it in chat earlier, but
Yes.
for people watching on YouTube earlier, I realized I rushed toward the scream earlier, right after I mentioned I was deaf. So she definitely has a scream locating radar in the robot suit.
Obviously,
For sure.
who would have a robot suit and not have a scream locating radar in it? It's like the number one reason to have a robot suit.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you just added 2 and you got 5, which is better than great.
Yeah,
You happy?
I am.
Great. So funny that you mentioned that because I got a 3. So you
Okay.
would have tied, but you now have succeeded in your attack roll. And when you succeed on your attack roll, you either fill in a hitbox or you can create a conditional aspect. Now, a conditional aspect is like a condition that we see when we play a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse games. It gives them a little bit of emotional baggage that they have to deal with when doing whatever. One of the kind of nice things about giving people conditional aspects is other people can use that when they say, I'm going to spend a fate point 2. Would you like to fill in a hitbox and you don't know how many there is? Or would you like to give them a conditional aspect?
I'd like to give them a conditional aspect.
Excellent. What would you like to give them?
You're in our house.
Oh, that's a fantastic one. And now, since we seem to be in combat, let's talk about the initiative rules.
Uh-huh.
Initiative works really, really simply. The GM, myself, is never part of initiative. I do my stuff by reacting to the players, if you hadn't figured that out by now. And essentially what we do is we do a little pick scheme. So Ace, you just started initiative for us as far as I'm concerned. You're going to pick which one of the players goes next. They can then pick anyone but themselves and you, as you've already gone. And the person who goes last out of the 4 picks who goes first in the next round of initiative. All right,
I
great.
will pick... Oh, should I go ahead?
Yes!
I will pick Carrie.
Carrie, great. So, Carrie, you saw all that, of course. You know that Ace is trying to sway the partygoers. You know that 10 went into the bathroom, came back out, and you see Calvin Coolidge coming out as well. What do you do?
Well, Carrie's torn between trying to get the scoop on the story and sway the hearts and minds of these frigid people. But I think Carrie will go for the current president and just start asking if he managed to witness what occurred in the bathroom. With
Great.
a rapid-fire series of questions, so he doesn't have time to really...
Fantastic. So you run right up to Calvin Coolidge. What do you ask?
Basically similar questions to what she asked John, be honest. What'd you see in there? Give me the lowdown, the scoop, the skinny. What's the word on the street, Mr. Coolidge?
Oh, of course, the press. I always have time for the press, even at personal holiday parties. It was a fine bathroom. The plumbing works excellent. And, I washed my hands.
Who slugged the citizen and gave him a shiner?
What? Who got punched?
I point at John, be honest.
So let me ask you this, Carrie. What is your intent here? Are you trying to get Are you really trying to get information out of
Yes.
Calvin Coolidge? Oh, okay, good. So let's see if we can try to get this situation to create a new advantage for you all. Since 10 hasn't had the chance to tell you about the clue that they've uncovered. Let's see what you can uncover. So we're going to create an advantage, and I'm actually going to have Calvin Coolidge actively work against you. I'm going to roll, because Calvin Coolidge does not like the press questioning them when he first leaves the bathroom.
Being ambushed outside.
Yes! So tell me, which approach do you think best represents you questioning Calvin Coolidge in the way you were?
I was thinking sneaky or quick, but I'm going to go with quick for the rapid fire questions.
I think that makes a ton of sense. What's your quick bonus?
+1.
+1. Great. Go ahead and roll for me. I'll roll 2.
I have a 2.
Okay, 2. 2 is fair. Do you think fair is good enough to beat Calvin Coolidge's defenses?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's keep it. Calvin Coolidge gets a 3.
Guess not.
So unfortunately, you fail. Let me see here. And create an advantage. When you fail, we talked about this one already. The GM can declare that you're still successful if it moves the story forward. If successful, the GM makes 2 story moves. If you fail, the GM makes 1 story move. I'm going to say that you are successful. And Truman is going to look at you and look at the crowd. And he said, what? Coolidge. Oh my gosh.
Why do you keep changing your
So
identity?
I don't know why
So
he
hung
keeps
up
going to
on
Truman.
Carrion.
Probably just because I did it once. And, you know, in Bob's Burgers, they have the President Truman song, and it's a great song. However, we're not playing Bob's Burgers tonight. That's another night. Tonight we're playing Ace Adventure. And by yes, I do have a system where I think we could play Bob's Burgers. But enough of that. We'll talk about that later. Now, Calvin Coolidge gets right up in your face, and he says, "Young woman, I will have you know that I know of no such slugging. This man here with the shiner, why, he seems like a perfectly upstanding gay to me, and I don't know who would punch him. Perhaps his lover, perhaps they got a little rowdy, I don't know. I'm just the President of the United States of America." I'm going to say 2 things have happened here. 1, I am setting up immediate danger. I think if somebody does not protect Carrie is really close to taking emotional damage from President Coolidge. And 2, let's see here. Yeah, I think I sort of brought a threat forward. I'm going to say I brought a threat forward, which is a whole other thing we don't have to get into right this second. But we're talking about sort of like the greater discussions happening in the United States, not just in the real 19th, 20s, 30s, but because Ace Adventure has brought so many modern ideas to the United States. So that was wild. Now, Wild, you can pick between 10 and Jacques. And if 10 and Jacques want to, they can... let's see here. They can do whatever they want. However, I need to point out a special move that everybody has. Everybody has this special move on their sheet called Intercept Harm. If you want to, you can spend a fate point on your turn to put yourself... sorry, I said that wrong. You can spend a fate point to take harm intended for somebody else. Now, I need a second story move. And I chose not to do 1-2 punch in that one, even though I had 2 story moves, to actually cause the harm to Carrie. So people can absolutely wait. And maybe no one will fail for the rest of this encounter. But know that you have that there. When I say, okay, my story move is now harm, I'm choosing harm, I'm harming Carrie, that's when you can choose to intercept harm. Okay? And you will have to spend a fate point to do so. You don't have that. You don't need to take your turn right now to get in the line of danger because the danger hasn't been triggered yet. Does that make sense? You could start attacking President Coolidge if you think that's a good idea and knock them out of the fight before they get a chance to do harm. That's a choice. Is it a choice that has repercussions? Possibly. So, Ben, Carrie Wild, who would you like to go next?
I will pick Jacques.
All right, Jacques, what would you like to do?
Jacques going to take note of what Calvin Coolidge said, and he's just going to shoot a glance. But then back to the rest of the crowd and go, now. We do not need to make a big scene of all this. We are at the party, no? This is a party? Monsieur, and it looks at John B. and goes, you are feeling better. We
Okay.
and I am feeling much better. So I think that we can handle any of this nonsense in private and carry on with the festivities, no?
Okay. So it sounds like you're trying to make an emotional appeal to Calvin Coolidge. Is that correct? All right.
correct.
And that is an emotional attack on Calvin Coolidge. Even though it's very calm and rational, it still counts as an attack. So now I'm writing Calvin Coolidge down on my sheet because now they need hitboxes. Well, I had already written Calvin Coolidge down. I just forgot, but I need to add the hitboxes. All right. So Calvin Coolidge will be rolling against you because Calvin Coolidge doesn't like to be influenced, even if it's just calming down. They'll calm down on their own time. Which of the approaches do you think best represents the way you just described?
Once again, charming.
I think charming just makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll them bones and add charming, and I will roll my bones as well.
Okay. So I got mediocre,
Okay.
0, and I have a +2
All right.
because of charming. But I'm going to go ahead and spend a fate point to make it a nice 4.
Oh, nice. All right, and that's your first fate point spent, isn't it?
That
Great.
is correct.
Oh, you're doing it good. Everyone,
Okay.
you do it. I'm sorry. By you do it, you can't see. We were both trying to edit the sheet at the same time, so I'm not going to do that anymore.
That's fine.
So 4 is great. Do you like great?
I love great.
Love great. Great is what it is.
It is great.
And I revealed that I got a +2 on mine. So you succeed on your attack. Would you like to fill a hitbox on Mr. Coolidge, or would you like to give Coolidge a temporary aspect?
I would love to give President Coolidge a temporary aspect.
Okay.
And I believe a good one would be all eyes on me.
Great.
We've shifted the focus towards our fair president.
All eyes on me. Love it. So there's only one person left in initiative. Who are you going to choose?
I think it's going to be 10.
10. What do you want to do?
Unmute myself first.
Yay.
Would be a good first step. I think 10 sees, so 10 walks out of the bathroom, followed shortly behind by President Coolidge, and immediately Carrie rushes up to President Coolidge and starts hammering him with questions. And then Jacques steps in and tries to cool everything down.
Yes.
You can call me whatever you want, darling.
I think 10 just kind of walks over to Carrie and puts a hand on her shoulder and leans in and whispers, "It wasn't President Coolidge who punched this man. There was probably someone else in the bathroom."
Excellent. So in doing so, you have shared your clue with Carrie so that
Yes.
Carrie can take advantage of it. Now, the
Yes.
good news is that is absolutely a free action. You may continue to act.
Okay. And then 10 will look around, see that there are a lot of people kind of looking at them, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So, yeah. And probably, honestly, they probably just kind of stand there looking awkward because they're not like a address a crowd kind of person. They don't know how to win over people's hearts with words. So they probably are just going to kind of stand there and wait just in case some sort of physical punchy fight breaks out.
Okay, so I like that. I like that idea, and I don't think you're doing nothing. I think you're doing
Okay.
something because 10 is a socially anxious individual.
Yes.
And I think you're a socially anxious individual trying to remain out of the spotlight. So I'm going to set a difficulty for that.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you roll to overcome an obstacle. And I'm going to offer a fate token to take a -2 on that roll because of your struggle. And whether you succeed or fail, you still get that fate token back.
Okay.
You're good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
sounds good.
you still get a bonus from your approach. What approach do you think is going to help you stand there and be quiet so that nobody pays attention to you? That's sort of how you described
Sneaky,
it.
I guess?
I think sneaky makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you are theoretically really good at this, or at least somewhat good at this.
see.
So you are going to roll against the difficulty I have set, and you're going to add a 1. Please do.
All right, I rolled a 0 plus 1,
Mm-hmm.
so plus 1.
Great. And you can't add fate points to that.
Right.
What you rolled is 0 plus 1, but minus 2 for the compel. I'm
minus
sorry.
2. Right,
so
right,
you're
right.
at a
So-
negative 1.
Minus 1.
Okay. So you got the fate point. Great.
I get the fate point anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you fail to overcome an obstacle. I set my
They're
difficulty
trying their best.
at 1. You are. I'm not judging. I'm just laying out the mechanics. I'm so sorry. Now, when you fail to overcome an obstacle, this is the one where, this is one of the ones, because a lot of these mechanics repeat themselves, that I can declare that you're still successful, but I'm not going to declare that you're still successful. So I am going to say that you fail, and I'm going to make 1 story move. I'm going to say that somebody in the crowd goes, "Those two are whispering! Let's look at them! It's nefarious!" And so the eyes start to shift from Coolidge to Carrie and 10. And Coolidge already had himself sort of ramped up. So I think this is the moment where I'm going to say my story move is going to have Coolidge do the harm that he set up, unless somebody wants to intercept.
I'll intercept.
I'll take it.
Okay, what? Whoa.
I'll take it.
Fight. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. Come on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What do I get? Scissors,
Well, they
scissors.
both
Oh,
got 2
scissors.
That
scissors.
means I get
Rock.
it.
What? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
Okay, so it is up to you. That means Jacques. You're going to spend the fate point. You've muted yourself.
I will spin the fate point.
Okay,
The
so
winner takes damage.
to be yeah, exactly. To be clear, it doesn't negate the damage. It just shifts the damage to you in a very heroic fashion.
Exactly.
Right. So everybody here has 4 hit boxes. You can always wait until it really matters to use that move. But we're having a lot of fun tonight. And Jacques, you're being so heroic. So Truman goes back to yelling at Carrie, and they're like, "You are interfering again. What do you have against America?" What are you going to do to make sure Carrie doesn't take that emotional damage?
Jacques is going to calmly walk over with his cane, tapping on the floor, and he is going to put an arm around Carrie and say, "I do not believe your quarrel is with the press, mon president. I believe it is with maybe myself or the man who is punched in the bathroom."
Okay, great. And Coolidge will move a pointing finger to you. Are you and be like, "So the Third Republic rises again." And he goes, "This party is lousy with immigrants. And we know that's who's really eating America." So you are gonna go ahead, take that box of emotional harm.
I will.
But we went through. This has become a really interesting game of Ace Adventure so far. Let me tell you, this is different, and I love it. My gosh, 10. Who goes first in initiative?
I think that.
You-
You know what?
Yeah.
After that, I think that Jacques should go first.
All right, Jacques, it's right back at you.
Jacques is going to take in stride the comments that you just made about immigrants and the Third Republic and everything. He's going to swallow, and he is going to unbutton the top button of his shirt, and he is going to say, I carry myself with dignity and the honor of the country from which I am from. But if you believe that immigrants, for which this country was built upon, is the problem with the country, and not loud, blathering men who can barely properly wash their hands, and I'm going to point to some water stains on the front of his trousers, is not the problem, well then I think that we have very different qualities of eyesight, mon president.
All right, well, that is an attack. That's an attack. All right, so what approach do you think represents that attack?
Oh, it's going to be a charming again.
Is it charming? I don't know that you're being charming right now.
I'm not being charming, no.
I don't know.
Clever. Maybe clever?
I will give you clever. I'll give you clever. Because I think you're hitting some really, really good points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clever. Okay, yeah, we'll roll with clever.
What's your clever bonus?
It is a +1.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll that attack. I'm going to be rolling against you like before. What's up?
-4.
-4.
And I have a +1, so a -3.
A -3. Okay, great. And Jacques, are you out of fate points?
I am completely out of fate points.
Okay, great. So we know. Yeah, well, we know what's happening here. What's amazing is I got a -2. So I beat you by 1. So. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. And so, yeah, like, I really thought you had the crowd there. I really thought you had Coolidge, but your attack fails, and the GM makes a...
Question.
Yes, please.
Can Jacques use the advantage that Ace created earlier, all eyes on Coolidge?
That advantage could be used if you have a fate point. It doesn't have a free use.
Okay.
Although, you bring up a really good point. And I would say that the clue, just the stall, even though you don't know about it, we talked about the water splatter as part of that clue, and that does have a free use on it. Would you like to use the free use, which does not require a fate point?
I would be ever so honored to use that.
Would you like to re-roll or add 2?
I would like to add 2.
Great, great. Now, normally I would not let you do that once I have said my thing, but I think it just makes so much sense. And it was a really good line.
Yeah.
So now the shoe is on the other foot, and you have succeeded by 1. Would you like to fill a Coolidge hitbox, or would you like to give Coolidge yet another conditional aspect?
I would love to fill a Coolidge hitbox.
Okay, and I will reveal that Coolidge has more than 1 hitbox. All right.
Darn it.
You went first, but you set us up with a lot of inertia. Who goes next?
We're going to have Ace get in the mix here.
All right, Ace, what do you want to do?
I think Ace, the fireworks show has ended, and she walks up behind Mr. President and gives him like a slap on the back with a big robot hand. And it's like, you know what, Mr. Coolidge? Why don't I show you an amazing demo of the new prototype we're testing? I could take you on a little flight right now, and I'm going to grab him and ignite my rocket pack.
Wow. You're just trying to take him out of the scene, huh?
Yeah.
I think this is an attack.
I think so, too.
Okay, fantastic. So, what approach do you think best represents this attack?
I think this is quick.
I think this is quick. I'd buy quick. Yeah, I'd buy quick. I'd buy forceful, So what's your quick?
+2.
+2. Nice. Go ahead and roll, and I'm going to roll, see how good Calvin Coolidge is at avoiding rocket grabs. Okay.
I rolled a 1, and then I get +2, so that's a 3.
Are you content with being better than fair?
I think that's good.
Great. I got a 0.
Okay.
So now this is the first time we've beaten something by 3. And when we beat something by 3, we don't just succeed, we succeed with style.
Woohoo! It's Ace.
I can't take credit for that phrase. That is from Fate Accelerated. It's a fantastic phrase. Now, when you succeed with style on an attack, you damage the target, either filling a hitbox and creating a conditional aspect, or creating a conditional aspect with a free use checkbox. Now, I'm going to reveal something to you right now. Calvin Coolidge only has one more hitbox.
Okay.
But if you want to take the latter one to create the so you can either do the hitbox and create a conditional aspect and take Calvin Coolidge out of the fight, or you can not fill the hitbox, create the conditional aspect with a free use, and even if someone can either, if Coolidge is in another scene, I'll let it ride. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or just take him out.
I'll take them out.
Take him out. Okay, great. So Calvin Coolidge has been literally lifted out of the scene.
I think
Ace
grabs him.
Yeah.
And just goes. I think the party's in the hangar.
Okay.
Like
it is
just
then
goes shooting out the hangar doors.
Yes.
Directly up, and is pointing out sites in Boston.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
Wow.
Bunker Hill. And...
So we have defeated John B. Honest. We've defeated President Calvin Coolidge. However, there are still conservative partygoers. Ace, who goes next?
I think Carrie goes next.
All right, Carrie. What do you want to do?
I want to get my character sheet from out from the cat.
How dare you?
So he moved. I guess just going to address them and start just going up to people and making a big deal of asking them questions about their why they support the president's plans to impact immigration, to tear down the Statue of Liberty, to just strike from the record the giving your tired, poor, and huddled masses from the American consciousness.
Okay, yeah, so that's an attack.
Why do you hate everything America stands for?
What approach do you think you're using?
I'm gonna stick with quick because that's kind of her, kind of Carrie's style.
Yeah, all right.
And it's kind of a button of theirs to push. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for them. Okay.
I got 4.
Yeah, 4 is really good.
Yeah.
You want to stick with that?
I want to go with my aspect buttons exist to be pushed and give myself a +2 for a 6.
You really do? You want to spend a fate point to make that 6?
I want to make sure I beat this.
Okay, cool. So yeah, spend a fate point and you get a 6. Mm-hmm. I bet a -5. So
what happens if you win by such a extraordinary amount?
In Fate Accelerated, it matters. But in this version, it doesn't. If you just succeed with style, really succeed with style. So you can fill a hitbox and give us a new conditional aspect. No hitboxes have been filled on this, and they have the aspect you're in our house. Or you can create a conditional aspect with a free checkbox.
I will create an aspect like they're on the back foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back foot? And with the checkbox?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this crowd still hasn't officially taken damage. They've just been given a lot of emotions to consider. And I think there's only one person left in initiative. Who goes next?
It's Ted.
It's Ted again. Ted, who is trying to hide from this crowd.
Who is trying to not be noticed. And
Yep.
now it's just all that we've got is this crowd left. I think they'll...
It's Cat. It's Cat.
I think they will, kind of... Since hiding did not work well for them, they will, kind of walk up to kind of address the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wave them off, be like, nothing to see here. Go about mingling. Enjoy the party.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Be like,
Trying
knock it
their
off,
best.
y'all.
Yeah, just stop it. Go.
I think that's an
Look at
attack.
something else.
Which they will... I will... You know what? I don't think that's... I'm not even going to roll against that, because that's like a very normal thing. You're not really attacking them so much as you're telling them to filter about a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to set a difficulty.
Okay.
I have set the difficulty. What
Okay.
approach are you using?
Precise.
Great.
She's just straight out saying what he wants. They're just straight out saying what they want them to
Yeah,
do.
I think that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll.
All right, I got a 2 plus 2 is 4.
That's great. Do you think great is good enough here?
I think great's probably good enough.
Fantastic. I set it at 1 as I didn't think this was a particularly difficult task. You can be the first person to fill in a hitbox if you'd like.
Yeah, let's fill in a hitbox.
All right. Which reveals that they're a mob and they have more than one hitbox, which I kind of told y'all was the case.
You did straight up tell us that before.
But you do get to add another conditional aspect. We can do something really simple like dispersed, like like they're spread out.
Yeah.
Which can easily, I think,
like
be
that.
used against them. All right. Because you always get a free conditional aspect, even if there isn't a checkbox on it when you succeed with style. Beautiful. I love that so much. Who goes first? We still have to bring down these conservative partygoers before we go to break.
Let's have Jacques go first.
All right, Jacques. What do you want to do to help either sway or just get rid of these conservative partygoers who are in your house, backfooting and dispersed? You are muted, my friend.
Jeez, hardware mute, Wes. Come on now. Yeah, blame Wally. I think I'm going to use the fact that they are backfooting, and I'm going to kind of keep on pushing that and turn and be like to them and be like, well, it seems like the president did not enjoy the party too much, huh? But you are still here to enjoy the party, so just be considerate while you are here, and perhaps enjoy that 16-layer cake. Who knew you could have so many layers of cake, huh? No?
Great. So we are attacking them emotionally with reason and bribery. I love it. What approach do you think best represents that?
I want to say clever.
I think that's pretty clever, sure. Again, I don't think they're super against... Ooh, you know what? They are going to roll against you because you told them to be respectful.
Right.
So they're going to at least attempt to be like, hey, our asinine opinions are respectful. So go ahead and you give me a roll.
Okay. I got a +2, which is a fair, and I have a +1 with clever, so it's a +3.
That's pretty good. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy with it.
All right, great. I also got a +3, as they are stubborn. So that is a tie. When you tie, you succeed, and the GM makes a story move, or you fail, and the GM cannot. I'm going to say you succeed. So do you want to fill in a hitbox, or do you want to give them yet another conditional aspect?
Let's go ahead and fill in another hitbox.
Okay, and I'm going to let you know there's only one hitbox left.
Okay.
But...
Whoa, spoilers.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm a nice person sometimes. Oh, jeez.
I wasn't complaining.
I know, I hear you. Ooh, that's a really good one. I am going to use the story move, leverage a hero's aspect against them. And I'm not going to reveal what that means until after the break. I'm not going to reveal what has happened. Jacques, we've still got another hitbox to fill. Who goes next?
We're going to say...
You can pick 10, because 10's picked who started initiative.
Yeah. So we're going to say, we're going to go with Carrie. Carrie's going to...
Wait, didn't Carrie just go?
Okay, did Carrie
No.
just go?
No.
Wait, 10...
10 went.
Did 10 start initiative? I should have been
No,
keeping
Jacques.
track.
10 picked me to start in this.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay,
No,
I time traveled there personally for a second. Carrie, you're up.
Very fitting.
I passed to Ace.
You don't want to do anything?
I'm drawing a blank on what my move would be. So
Okay, all
You
right.
can pass to Ace, yeah?
Yeah, Ace, who is currently flying through the sky with President Truman.
I have moved.
Nope.
Coolidge. Ace, how do you want to do something to finally take down those conservative partygoers?
I think Ace comes roaring back into the hangar.
Yes.
And does like an elegant landing on the stage.
Yes.
And sets the the shaken president down, and hops out of her robot suit up to the microphone and grabs it.
Yes.
I just gave the president a beautiful tour of Boston at 3,000 feet, and I think the president will agree that from up there you can really see that we're all the same. Be a gay, immigrant, when you're that high up, we're all the same. Isn't that right, Mr. President? And shove the microphone in his face.
Okay, cool. Well, the president currently has all eyes on me, but I think I don't think we're going to hear an answer from the president until after the Conservative Party goers show their colors. So we're going to count that as your action, which I think is plenty. What approach do you think you just used?
I think forceful.
Great, forceful. What does that give you?
A +1.
A +1. Now, there's only one... never mind, I'm not going to say that. Go ahead and roll. I'm going to roll against you.
I rolled a 1 for a total of 2.
Okay, cool. I also rolled. I'm not going to tell you what I got, but I will tell you that there's still a free checkbox on the backfooting aspect, and there's.
I'm going to go ahead and spend that now.
Great. Do you want
+2?
You want to make it +4?
Can I?
Right, because you have a +2 right now, right?
Yeah. Yes. I want to make it a +4.
Okay, great. So you're going to have a +4, which is great. Are you happy?
Yep.
I have a +2.
Okay.
I had to redo my math to make sure I had remembered it properly. And so that's worth it. You have swayed them, and everyone starts going kind of nodding and being like, yeah, we are equal actually. Yeah, that sounds right. And Coolidge, who has all eyes on him, has no choice but to go, that's right. This is the country where all people are created equal. God bless America. And I think that's where we're going to go to break. And we'll get another scene of Ace Adventure in about...
That was wild.
Wasn't that wild? I can say... I can't say it, actually. I was going to say I've never seen anything like that, but I've been writing this game for 8 years. I've seen a lot of things happen. That was still... I didn't expect it. I'll say you that much. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to click on my break button. All right, and then I'm going to click on my transition button. We'll see you in 10 minutes, folks. Hello, everybody. Thank you. We are back with more Ace Adventure. Yes, Ace. Yeah. Before we jump into the next scene, I wanted to give you a little behind the scenes. And I told you I wanted to show you like what we're playing off of, and some of the character art. So I want to show you the sheets that I set up here. Okay. So now you can see these are my Ace Adventure notes. They look very similar to the notes that I use for something like Gehenna Valley. I've put together some cheat sheets here with the rules to remind me, mostly, of my own rules so I don't screw them up. Like I said, game has been my sort of my white whale game. I've been working on this game for 8 years, and I've published a bunch of things in the meantime, and I just kept making revisions to this one. I'm finally done. So that's one of the reasons why I'm super excited about it. Here's an example of a character sheet. You can see Ace Adventure here, and that awesome Ace Adventure art. Love it so much. Here's what Jacques looks like according to the artist, not necessarily our players. Our players get to choose, but this is the artist's version of Jacques. I like to think that when they see this cane, everybody knows that there's a sword inside of it. But it's also clearly a very effective mace as well. There's 10. Carrie Wild. And the two characters that weren't picked tonight, Whitney King and Queen Bee Adventure. Because they're the flying royal flush. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll switch back to us now. Let's see here. Over here. And this one. And hit the button. And yay, we're back. Everyone's happy and excited and in love.
Oh god, I'm horribly out of focus.
You are.
Help.
I don't know why.
Do the
little spit on your
makeup
thumb.
tutorial
The
thing.
makeup.
where
I
you-
don't got anything to.
Well, you put
Use
your hand
like
up.
this.
Yeah, put your hand like that, and then bring it back.
Oh, okay, like that. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
my hand, and then there's my face. I mean, sometimes
It's.
turning
Oh, it
my
just got
I
worse.
think it
It
got
got
worse.
Try doing it just fast.
fast. Oh
Yeah,
god.
just
Like,
cover it
pull
up
away
in it
fast.
really quickly, and then pull away fast. Trick it.
Try turning it off and on again.
Yeah, I'm like sometimes turning it off and on again really helps, but I didn't want to fuck up the.
It's all right. I'll fix it if you fuck it
Okay.
up. Plus, right now you're last square, so it should be okay.
Oh, okay. You guys really don't need to see my face anyway.
Oh, that's way
There you go.
better.
Hey, you're back. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Okay.
think this webcam just is known for having really terrible like autofocus issues. So
Well, it gave us something to
I
do,
don't know.
so that was fun. Now that we're back with Ace Adventure, let me just put my goggles on here. Let's see through this. No, this was a terrible choice. It's not even really worth the gag.
mistakes were made.
You sounded so legitimately sad and disappointed. Oh, thanks, my good friend Ashley. Put her as my emergency contact at work. It's not true.
I'm like, I hope you did.
Let's get back into the action. Now, everyone seems to be having a really good time at this Halloween party. Don't you know? That's good, that's good. I feel like I'm missing something in my notes. I'm sorry. One moment while I look at this and see
In
what's
the meantime,
missing.
are you guys
in my
wearing
notes.
costumes? I don't remember if you said that in your intros. Which is a Halloween
Oh, I know
party.
I did. Ten was wearing like a secret agent costume, but
Nice.
really it's just like way too like legit and probably just like an old
Yeah.
outfit of theirs.
Yes, and I'm wearing a red jacket as opposed to a black suit, and I have my glasses on because I am a billionaire playboy. See, as you can tell.
Carrie has her pillbox hat instead of the hat the press made it.
Everyone's
Ace is
dressed
incredibly
up.
disappointed by
Ace is
these
very disappointed.
costumes.
She wore a robot suit.
Yeah.
Yes, the robot suit that their engineer, Whitney King, totally gave Ace permission to use before they left for vacation with Queen Bee. Right, Ace?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Glasses completely change a person's face. Like, look, oh, who is this? Who is this billionaire playboy? And then you take it off, and it's like, oh no, there's Jacques. It is Jacques Dumont. And then you put it back on. It's like, oh no, where did Jacques go?
10 just stands there and shakes their head like, no, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It works in the comic books.
So, speaking of comic books, everyone is sort of dispersed, and you're, sort of talking together, and you hear a slow clap emanating from amidst the crowd. And who would walk forward but the known local punk, Uncle Radical. And you know who knows Uncle Radical really well? Jacques Dumont. As this is the character I forced forward when I used your aspect against you sleeps with the enemy. It's secret during the last scene. Well, I told you what I was doing, but I didn't tell you who I was bringing forward. And so Uncle Radical says, well, you figured out my plan, didn't you, Royal Flush?
Uncle Radical, someone like you never has a plan. You just kind of, how do you say, wing it.
That's bullshit, alright? You know I work really hard on my plans.
Yes, your plans, all your plans. That's why you and I never worked out, no?
We didn't work out because you haven't given enough time, and because you're not as committed to the cause as I am. You know that we all need to be free from all this government bullshit.
I guess you could call what you are free. You have free time. You have plenty of free time. That's all you have really is free time because you don't do much else.
Hey, just because my parents support me doesn't mean I'm not a real punk, alright?
Look at you and your silly patches and your haircut and everything like that. There's not the problems with you, but it is not who you really are. You're hiding.
I'm just trying to show everybody that I can do it. But if you think that I'm not big enough for you to fight, well, I've got something bigger up my sleeve. And not Jacques, my gosh. Uncle Radical pulls from their inner vest pocket a button with an antenna.
Uh-oh.
Jacques almost goes like, and he goes, what are you going to do? Press me to death?
Well, I did hear you support the power of the press. That we all just won Oscars. Every last one of us did. Every one of us just won an Oscar.
I think you broke Wes.
Now, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. All right? Here are my notes, okay? Someone will freeze frame that and add it to the Ace Adventure wiki later. But to a great extent, that first scene, as dynamic and crazy and wild as it is, really gave you everything you needed to figure out what was going on. All you really need to do next is talk to John Be Honest, and you could have put all the pieces together. Yeah. And since we have a little time to fill, and we want to have a little fun, there's one more part of my random adventure generator that I think we should use real quick. And I think this time, do the rest of y'all happen to have some isometric dice nearby? Does anybody have isometric dice nearby?
Are those just like normal
regular dice? Yes, not big dice.
I have so many dice.
Yes.
Cool. I would like a few of y'all to create the form of your own destruction for me. Yes. Since Wes, since you, of course, were the form of the person in control, and I only need 3 rolls on this chart, I'm going to go to the other people and say, Ben, would you roll a d6 for me?
A 6.
A 6.
Great.
I love when the GM laughs after a random table.
Okay, Ayde, will you roll a d10 for me?
A D10. I sure can. A 9.
A 9. Fantastic. Oh, yeah, all right. No,
Does it-
you know,
does it
will you
matter?
roll
Should I
again?
re-roll?
Roll again.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can totally roll again.
I'll tell you a real secret, the audience, real quick. Natalie got the chance to play a very similar version of Ace Adventure with me recently, and Ayde rolled what I had rolled on that one. I just want to mix it up a little. So what do you
All
got
right,
now?
Is a 6 better?
Yeah, that's way better. All right. Yeah, I love it. Okay. And Natalie, will you roll a d8 for me?
That is another 6.
All 6s.
We were trying to make sure this game belonged in Gehenna, and I think we did.
So, from out up the hangar doors, you hear lightning. And the lightning cracks, and you see these clouds begin to fly in. And they start like sweeping low as if they were airplanes. And all these clouds start to like circle around each other above the water. And you see crashes of lightning here and there. And then you see the lightning come out of the sides. And the lightning seems to form arms. And each of these little clouds, the size of a plane, seem to have 4 arms each. And the arms start connecting to each other and building out until we have a giant pack of storm monsters, each with 4 arms.
You said clouds, right? Just to
Yes.
make sure, not clowns.
No,
Okay.
not clowns, but clouds.
good.
It is a pack of giant clouds with lightning arms, forming one giant creature.
That's terrifying.
Oh, so there's a giant monster generator at the end of the adventure generator. I don't know if I said
see.
that out loud to
Excellent,
everyone.
excellent.
So, Jacques, I'm going to have you start our new initiative. Now that you know that there's a threat just outside, and there was only one button on the button with an antenna, what do you do?
Jacques is going to pull the sword out of his cane, and he's going to toss the cane part over to John P. Austin, and he's going to point it at Uncle Radical, and he's going to go, Gregory, you're going to give me that button now.
It's not my name! Sorry, that sounds like you're trying to create an advantage by
Yes.
getting the thing. So before he responds, let us set up the roll. What approach do you think you are using by shouting at this person their other name, Gregory, and demanding the remote?
It's forceful.
It is forceful, I
Forceful,
think. Great.
yeah.
What's your bonus to forceful?
It is a -1.
It's a -1, but at least we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
If you want, since you're already at a -1, I think your struggle sleeps with the enemy might be part of why you're having such a hard time with this. If you want to take an additional -2, I'll give you a fate point.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so you're rolling at a -3. Go ahead and roll, and I will roll as well for Uncle Radical.
Okay. So I'm rolling at a -3.
Mhm.
I got a +1, which is average, which
Yes.
brings me, with math,
Yes. To -2?
-2.
All right.
Yeah, because -3 +1,
Yep.
I don't know.
And you can't change that because you took the compel. Well, I got a -1.
Ooh, so close.
So close.
So even with the -3, you almost pulled it off, but you got the fate point.
I got the fate point.
And he does in fact say, "That's not my name," and he throws the button with an antenna onto the ground and stomps it with his punk boot heel and crushes the device.
Dare he?
So that was your turn. Who would you like to go next?
I guess we need to shake it up here a little bit, and we need to get the leader of the Royal Flush, and also who has a robot suit, Ace.
Okay.
Okay. You know, I was in my robot suit, but we need to sell more action figures
That's
with
true.
this episode.
Right.
That's true.
So Ace hops out of her robot suit and hops into her experimental jet fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Love it.
You get like a little Ace figurine and the jet fighter, right?
Yeah, and the robot. You have the robot
And-
suit.
oh, it's like
and
a whole
it
just-
works
It's
all-
one package.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good
Press a
deal.
button,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the mech suit comes out of the back of the...
Okay, great.
And I go like roaring off, flying almost straight up at the clouds.
Fantastic. Getting into your plane and looking awesome is a free action. Until you have
Okay,
to roll,
great.
you get to keep going. So
There's a whatever the plane equivalent of a hood slide is, as I slide over and then hop in the.
what's
the
a hood
cockpit.
slide?
You know, where you
You know,
slide on your
like in a
butt
cop
across
show?
the hood
Dukes
of
of
a car.
Hazzard.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. A slide on a hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like picturing like a slide, like that you go down. I'm like, what is this? All right, great. So you're in the plane. You're out in the air.
Yep.
What do you do?
I think I'm gonna launch.
Experimental missiles of some kind.
Of course,
Yes.
I'm gonna launch our wind missiles.
Oh, our
Try
wind
and break
missiles.
up the storm.
Fantastic. So that's an attack. What approach do you think best represents the attack as you just described it?
Quick.
Quick, yep. Go ahead and roll quick, and I will roll against you.
Oh, well, I rolled a -1, but I get a +2, so that's a 1.
All right. Are you content with your 1?
I'm out of fate points already, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I am.
Okay. Well, I got a -3.
Okay.
So we're starting out the gate strong. You succeed with style on your attack. Would you like to fill a hitbox and make a temporary aspect, or make a temporary aspect with a free use?
I'm gonna fill a hitbox and give a temporary aspect.
Great. Giant monsters tend to have many hitboxes.
Yeah.
I believe I've set the maximum to 6, though. They can't have more than 6. I'm not telling you how many this one has. What's your temporary aspect?
Windblown.
Windblown, yes. And those wind missiles really start shaking them up. And you can see it's taking a lot of the lightning strength to hold together and not split back into a horde of storms. Who goes next?
10.
10, you're up.
Great. Okay.
There
I
is an
think
empty robot suit sitting if you want to use it, but
I think
If you like
10,
that sort of thing.
has got their target locked
Okay.
and just immediately runs. I don't know. I think you said that Uncle what's his face?
Uncle
What's his name
Radical.
again? Uncle Radical like stepped through the crowd to like, I'm assuming in some very dramatic way to
Yes.
confront everyone. So
I
I'm
did say
imagining
that.
there aren't that many people between Uncle Radical and
I don't think so.
So I think they literally 10 just like runs up to him, like tackles them to the ground.
Okay.
And as he does that, or as they do that, they say like something very straightforward, like, how do we stop them?
Oh, okay, cool. So it sounds like even though you're attacking, you're really trying to create an advantage that you
Yeah,
can
trying to
use.
find out the weakness of these.
I love
or
it.
If these things have a weakness.
I love it. I love it. I love
This
it.
thing.
All right, so we're gonna roll create an advantage, but we're gonna do it against Uncle Radical's stubbornness. All right. So, what approach do you think you're using here?
I want to say precise.
Okay. I don't know if it's precise.
I'm like, that's why I want to say it.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe more forceful.
I think forceful makes sense. What's your forceful?
+0.
Okay, great. Let's roll some dice.
All right. I got a +1.
Okay.
+0 is
1.
1, but I want to spend a fate point.
Okay, great. So you have the fate point to spend, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can use Windblown if it makes sense, this aspect that we've revealed, or you can use one of your own. What aspect do you think would help you get the information out of Uncle Radical?
Okay. Does it have to be the whole aspect?
It doesn't. Part of the aspect could help you.
Okay, because I'm thinking the physical certainty, like, I think that in the past, 10 has probably threatened a fair number of people to get answers.
Right. So you have the struggle, physical certainty, social anxiety. And that means the physical half is strong. I think that makes sense here. I think that'll work.
Cool.
Yeah, you're not really charming him. You are banging his head against the floor.
Yeah, I'm manhandling him.
Okay, do you want to re-roll or add 2?
I'll add 2.
Okay, what does that give you?
A 3.
Okay, great. Do you think 3 is good enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
So I got a 1.
Okay.
3 is absolutely...
So it was good enough.
It was good enough, yes. So you succeed at creating an advantage. You discover an aspect clue or a new temporary aspect with 1 free use. And he says, all right, stop messing my hair. He's got a cool, like, flip over mohawk. And he says, the secret to the storm monsters are the ionized energy in the air molecules themselves. If you can de-ionize the air, they'll quickly fall apart. And I'm going to write down ionized here. And I'm going to give ionized 1 free use. Now, y'all don't need to really know a lot about ionization for this to work. Remember, it's a comic book where we blame things like gamma radiation for all sorts of things gamma radiation might not actually be able to do. So don't worry too much about science going into this. Natalie seems critical. I may have insulted Natalie's opinion on gamma radiation and what it can and cannot do, and for which I apologize profusely. Who goes next, Ashley?
I think Carrie's the only one left, right?
I think that sounds right. Carrie.
So Carrie's going to rush and try to knock out Uncle with their heels.
You want to knock out the person who 10 is on top of, who just gave you critically useful information.
So he can't help it,
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. Yeah, sure, why not? So what kind of aspect do you think that is?
That is absolutely forceful.
I think that's forceful, right? I'm going to set a difficulty instead of rolling, considering Uncle Radical's position right now.
And I will tag fashion as a weapon.
Okay, why? What did you get so far? Tell us.
I got a 0.
Okay, all right.
So I now have a 2.
Great. Do you think 2 is good enough?
That's all I can get.
Okay, great. So you spent your fate point. I set that as a 1. So I think I'm going to count knocking out the person who was in control, so that they can't do anything more, is attacking the storm monster itself, and I'm going to mark one of its boxes, if that's okay with you. Right. All right, cool. So they still have boxes left. Who goes first?
I will pick Ace.
All right. Ace.
Well, nobody has given Ace that useful information about the deionizing.
Nope.
And Ace already fired all her wind missiles.
Oh no!
So she's just gonna take another pass and open up with the laser beams at these wind monsters.
Love it. Yeah, lasers against wind monsters. It should work.
Yeah.
All right,
maybe.
so that's an attack. What approach do you think that attack is?
Forceful.
Forceful. Okay, cool. I'm gonna roll against you. All right. What do you got for me?
I got a 2.
A 2. Excellent. Are you happy with your 2?
I have to be.
You have to be happy with your 2. Fantastic. I got a 1.
Okay.
So that is exactly what you needed. Do you want to do a damage and add... no, you don't get to add because it was just one. It was just a regular attack. Do you want to do a damage or give them a condition?
I'll do a damage.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, we still have more than one damage to deal. More than one. Who goes next?
I think I'm gonna send it back to Jacques.
Jacques. All right.
Jacques is going to take a quick glance at Uncle Radical being stomped by Carrion and go,
Very unconscious Uncle Radical, yes.
and just go, young love, it never lasts. And then I'm going to
John, be honest, goes,
Jonathan, take you and the rest of the civilians and get to shelter. I have to go help Ace.
yes, my love.
And I'm going to run to Jacques' very stylish, it's still like a biplane.
Oh, yeah, the old school one. Yeah, okay.
Old school one. And he is going to take the time to bring out the steps that he has to delicately properly go up so that he doesn't crease his suit. And puts the cane sword in beside him, and then puts on the headset.
Oh, great.
And, like, cranks up the plane and goes, Ace, if you can hear me, we have to deionize the particles in the air, whatever that means.
Jacques, I have to point something out to you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Ace can't hear.
Ah! That's correct. Okay, excellent.
So, but you knew this ahead of time, of course.
I did know this ahead of time.
So what brilliant way have you come up with to fix that problem?
Well, I mean, of course, Jacques has a collection of fine handkerchiefs always at his disposal. So he's going to fly in the air and he's going to try to signal Ace in her experimental jet plane with the series of flag motions that he learned in the Third Republic Army back in the day.
Yes!
Before Ace.
So it'll be like, okay, make sure you do the deionization thing.
Whatever that means.
Okay. So I think passing that information to Ace is still a free action, as you're just sort of passing information. So until you have to roll, you get to keep going. What do you do next? You get to make your own attack or something.
I am actually going to, if I can... actually, of course I can. I'm going to attempt to create an advantage to try to set up for Ace's next move. And I'm
fantastic.
going to try to harry the cloud creatures by doing, just distracting flight maneuvers.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. Let's see if we can get them split up a bit. So what approach do you think represents your impressive flight maneuvers that harry them?
I would say either sneaky or clever.
Okay, great. I would let you do, I don't know if it's sneaky. I would think clever.
Clever? Okay.
Yes.
Let's go for it. All right,
The chat apparently agrees with me. Thanks, chat. All right.
Aggressive semaphore. All right, so that's a poor, but I gave a +1, so I am at mediocre, a 0.
You are at mediocre. Do you have any fate points?
I do have 1 fate point.
Okay.
So I will use a fate point to make it a +2.
Okay, great. And I'm setting a difficulty here.
Okay.
I have set, I should say.
Yeah.
There's also a free check mark on ionized. If you want to use it, you could and bump it up to 4, or you can keep it at 2.
I'm going to keep it at 2.
Okay.
We're gonna leave that ionized just in case for something else.
So I actually set this difficulty at 2, so you tie. And I set it at 2 because Ace we already said with the wind missiles earlier that these clouds are barely hanging together. So with a tie on creating an advantage, you succeed, but I make a story move. So you do have yet another advantage. We lose the advantage with the free use of ionized, but we gain. They're not just harried; they're split up. They're once again a mob. Or broken up. I'm gonna write broken up. That's because that's really clearly an advantage. Unfortunately, you don't get a free use on that one, but at least there's more narrative floating in the air. And my story move. Excellent. John, be honest, is trying to calm the crowd and get them to move backwards into the base, further in, like his lover said. And in the process, Carrie gets swept up in the crowd. So if Carrie is going to get to the hangar and help directly outside, they're going to have to overcome an obstacle. Or they're going to have to find a way to help from further in the base.
Perfect. And
Who goes next? Yes.
I'll set it up to Carrie.
Carrie.
Natural progression.
Carrie actually wants to see if she can calm the mob down. The royal aces have everything. The royal flush have everything under control.
Okay, great. Right, so that's a great way to overcome an obstacle. I think that's what we're going to do here. We won't give them hitboxes again. They are the obstacle right now. How are you going to calm them down?
Charming. Start going over like the great deeds the royal flush have done, and why this monster is nothing for them.
Oh yeah, you're the person in the cave telling the stories. To be like, nah, it's cool. They've got this because of they fought these types of things before. Oh, I love it. All right, so charming. I think charming makes sense. I'm setting my difficulty. All right, good.
4.
4, great. Do you think that's good enough?
It has to be.
It has to be. Well, it is, because I set it at 2. I think that's something Carrie is super capable of doing, recounting the tales of Ace Adventure, and it's just the thing that they need to hear right now. So, obstacle neutralized. The crowd will no longer get in the way of anyone's actions. Who goes next?
I think it is 10.
10.
Or 2, as I will say.
All right. This is what I would like 10 to do.
Yep.
You tell me if they can't do this.
Okay.
I want them. We're in a hangar.
Yeah.
To run over to the right by the hangar door. There's this large something covered by like a sheet because it was covered up because it was the Halloween party. You can't have all your secret technologies out during.
Sometimes you gotta throw a sheet on something and call it a ghost.
Yeah. So they're gonna pull off the sheet, and it's this experimental, quote unquote, weather radar, because if you're at a hangar, like, you need to know what the weather is like, you know, because all the airplanes are going to be taken off.
Yes.
But we also know that weather radars are perfectly capable of shooting X-rays at the sky and influencing the weather, right?
Obviously. Right. It's not a very good weather radar if you can't influence the weather.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think they are going to try to operate this technology to help deionize the air.
I think this is an attack.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I totally let you do it. It would be creating an advantage if you wanted to like set it up so that you could get a +2. But if you just want to use it, it's a straight up attack, and that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think just a straight up attack is all right.
Go ahead. What approach do you think this is?
I'm always going to say precise, but probably more clever, maybe?
I think clever makes a little more sense here.
Yeah.
You're shooting X-rays into the air to deionize a great area. I don't think that's precise. Science. Yeah. All right, go ahead. I'm going to set a difficulty, because you're not really attacking the monster so much as the environment. With this experimental technology, I am setting the difficulty to deionize the air with X-rays. All right.
That's how it works.
I've set the difficulty. Please roll.
All right. I got a 2 plus 0.
Okay.
Is 2.
Are you content with your 2? There are no free uses on the table. It would have to be from your points.
I'll use a point to add 2.
What aspect helps you with this particular action?
I always forget that I have to explain it. Okay. I think, and this is kind of like the same explanation I did before.
Okay.
Where this is, I don't think that 10 is necessarily incredibly adept at technology. I mean, they're probably better than the average person, but when it comes to experimental radars that shoot X-rays into the air, not their professional, you know.
Not their forte.
Yeah. So I think, once again, they are taking this upon themselves to try their best to do what's right as opposed to sitting around and waiting for someone to tell them what to do.
So we're talking about personal authority, no orders.
Yes.
I think it works. I like it. All right.
Okay.
So you're at what now? +4?
Now I'm at +4.
Okay. Now, are you good?
I am good.
Okay. I set this at +4 because this is a pretty difficult thing that you're trying to do.
Okay, well, a tie is better than a loss.
A tie is better than a loss. So when you attack and you get a tie, you succeed and I make a story move, or you fail and I can't. It's your choice.
I think I'm gonna succeed.
Okay,
and you
great.
can make a story move.
So
That's way cooler.
Do you want me to fill in a checkbox, or do you want to add yet another aspect to the storm?
What does the storm have right now?
It has wind-blown, ionized, and broken up. We know it has more than one checkbox.
We'll just do a checkbox, I think.
Okay. And now we know it's down to its last checkbox.
Ooh, well now we do, because you said it.
Yeah, that's right. And my story move is that it's going to set itself up to cause harm. It is sort of blown all around, and you can see the lightning arms starting to shake, and the two on each side are going to sort of come together, and it's setting up for a massive EMP pulse. So who do you want to go first in the next round of initiative? I think that's where we are.
I would like Ace to go first.
Okay, great. See if Ace can beat the storm before it does.
Yeah, before it EMPs her rocket.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Well, Ace sees this ionizing radiation shooting up from the radar.
Yeah, the
She
X-rays.
looks out and sees it.
Yeah, you see
and
the X-rays.
luckily, this jet fighter is ultra reflective.
Oh, right.
It hasn't been painted. It's like very shiny and reflective.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna fly in the path of it and basically pull a tight barrel roll to reflect the radiation in every direction like a disco ball.
I love it.
I
absolutely love it, because I firmly believe this could happen in a Fantastic Four comic book in the 60s. So that sounds like an attack? Okay, great.
And I think it's quick. I'm doing like a stunt.
I think that makes
move.
sense. Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and roll for me, and I will roll to defend. Okay.
I rolled a 0 and I get +2. So
2. Do you think 2 is enough?
I do.
Okay. I got a 0.
Okay.
So you succeeded, and you fill in the last checkbox, and you see the storm get dispersed by the disco-like blasts of light everywhere. And there's a rainbow, of course, now over the hangar. Even though this is a nighttime party, don't worry about it. It's working because of the deionization in the air.
Spotlights from the party. Yeah,
and the spotlights from the party, obviously. All these things are working together. And the crowd, now calm, naturally comes out to the hangar, and they all start cheering Calvin Coolidge and John Be Honest in front, of course, and Carrie is taking pictures, and it's amazing. Now, we're going to do one of my favorite things to end any sort of game. Never mind Ace Adventure. This is just one of my favorite things. We're going to do, thank you for joining in on this exciting episode of Ace Adventure, Calvin Coolidge Meets Anarchy. Tune in still for next week, where we'll hear exciting lines such as, because it's a radio show, because it's so old. And we're going to go around, and you're just going to give us one exclamation that's going to happen in the next episode. And they don't have to be linear or make any sort of sense at all, okay? Natalie, would you like to go first?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I think here. So when am I going to stop glowing from this radiation?
And now you go, Ashley.
You hear 10 say, I'm supposed to put what? Where?
Wowie zowie, Carrie.
I heard everything. It's going straight to the presses.
And even Jacques.
Damn it, John. You're a business owner, a brilliant man, and even with a secret family, and all I am is just a triple agent who is really good at disguising and flying a plane. Will never work.
Oh no!
Be sure to turn in next week and drink your Ovaltine. That is Ace Adventure. I want to thank everyone so much for helping me create a 100% unique Ace Adventure, which I think is one of the things that Ace Adventure really excels at. So I'm so glad I got to play with you, and I had so much fun, and I think you helped me really showcase some of the amazing things that this game can do. I have a list of announcements, and then we'll go around and we'll do your announcements last because your announcements are more important than my announcements. All right, let's see here. First, let's talk about the schedule here on Gehenna Gaming. Tune in tomorrow, where Gehenna Gaming interviews Dixie Cochran. Let's go with the first one. Cochran of Onyx Path Publishing. Then, the next night, we have World Building Wednesday, followed on Thursday by We're Still Here, featuring the amazing Natalie and Brian. Yes. On Friday, we'll be showing you Phasmophobia. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds awesome.
It's a spooky game.
It's a spooky game.
Yeah.
Oh,
This will be
cool.
there.
You hunt ghosts and
That sounds
It's a
great.
video game. A video game.
Video game.
On Saturday, come on back for Morkborg. And we've got Warhammer Fantasy on Sunday, which brings us right back around to our next filler game on Monday, Urban Shadows, being run by the amazing Rob, who plays Donovan, normally on Gehenna Valley, which returns just the next week after. And I want everyone to start getting excited now for a very special charity game of Call of Cthulhu on Halloween. That's right, Saturday, 10/31, right here on Gehenna Gaming. While you wait for the Ace Adventure Kickstarter, you can go to Beer Star Games right now and purchase many of Brian's fine previous games. And where can they see you, Wes?
Yeah, you can see me at Carrion Comfort Studios every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wednesdays and Saturdays are at 8 p.m. Central, and Sundays are at 7 p.m. Central. Tomorrow, I had the privilege and the pleasure to be able to get a review copy of Werewolf the Apocalypse: Heart of the Forest.
Woo!
And I will be releasing my first playthrough and my review video tomorrow at our YouTube. You can just look up Carrion Comfort Studios on YouTube, and you can go and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as the kids say on there, and be able to check that out.
That's amazing.
And then October 25th is Iron City by Night, which is a Vampire the Masquerade V5 Chronicles set in Birmingham, Alabama, where I currently hang my hat. And you might even see our very own Ayde there portraying a character.
Love it. That's so exciting. How about you, Ben?
I don't have a lot going on. You can message me on the Gehenna Gaming Discord if you want to bug me.
Okay, cool. I like it. Hey, did you know there's a link to the Discord down below where you can message Ben?
I'm Big Dad.
Do it.
Big Dad.
He's a lovely man.
He is.
My dad.
What about you, Ashley?
So I think all of my things have been said already.
Oh.
We've got Iron City by Night coming up on the 25th, and then we have Gehenna Valley coming up on the 26th, and I'll be here next week playing Urban Shadows as well.
Ooh.
But I do want to throw it back to Brian real quick. I think you have something to plug for the 18th also. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Are you
Let
not allowed to?
me let Natalie go, and I'll do that
Okay.
one. I did forget
Okay.
about that, so thank you so much. Kay would be
Yeah,
so
no problem.
pissed at me for not properly advertising
I'm
myself.
pissed at you, but less angrily pissed.
Okay.
Just... Anyways, go ahead, Natalie.
Hi, I'm Natalie Pudum. If you like what you saw today, you can, if you liked my creativity, you can book with me. I am a professional game master over at Charm Person Games. Book with us for your birthday parties, corporate events, funerals, bat mitzvahs. We do all of it. You can also see me Wednesday night at 9 p.m.
Woo!
running Return to the Moonlight, a Glitter Hearts actual play over on twitch.tv/off_the table. You can also see me Thursday facilitating We're Still Here, a Dream Askew actual play with Brian and a lovely cast. Our last episode ended with someone
Oh my
getting
gosh.
shot, so we're going to see what happens next
It was a
time.
lot.
And then you can see me next Monday playing Urban Shadows with Rob.
That's so exciting.
I think that's everything I have going currently.
Well, if you think of it in the next 2 minutes, I'll let you add it in.
Brian, what else do you have going on?
I totally forgot to say, and I apologize profusely, that on Sunday, the 18th, which is this Sunday coming, that is when we're doing my charity stream for AIDS Action, the amazing AIDS help research group here in Boston. We normally do an AIDS walk this time of year, but due to social distancing, we're not doing one giant march together. We're doing many independent things, and so I will be streaming live from my stationary exercise bike in my living room for 3 hours because of the generosity of people like you. We've got it all the way up to 3 hours because we've already raised over $500. Thank you so much. If we hit 750 before the 18th, I will bring to the bike collection of hats, silly hats, because in Honey Heist, which is what we're playing, they have a hat chart, and every time the bears go for a hat, I will be switching my hat that I have to wear until they roll on the hat chart again. So if we can hit 750 by the 18th, I will have my own live. Honey Heist is a real game. It's an amazing game about bears robbing a honey convention. And we're going to play it live while I'm on an exercise bike this Sunday at 2 o'clock. It'll be on the Boston Sisters Twitch channel, but Gehenna Gaming is hosting it as well. It is going to be so much fun. And I just learned today, so this is an exclusive, that there is an artist, and I want to say their name, so I'm going to stall slightly as I look this up. But an artist has donated their time to this fundraiser as well, and they are making a one-of-a-kind candlestick for one lucky donator. Let's see here.
That's pretty cool.
It's Trevor Boylston will be designing a custom-made candle holder, a one-of-a-kind piece of art that no one else will have besides yourself. And the way to win this is to come to the stream, watch the stream, and donate during the stream. And we are going to randomize those who donate during the stream, and one lucky winner will get to connect with Trevor and have a customized candle holder personalized just for them, which is kind of crazy. I love that.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't that amazing? That's awesome.
Great.
And it all goes to AIDS, the AIDS Action Group in Boston, which is an amazing group. Not only do they do research and stuff, but they support a lot of people who are dealing with AIDS. And yeah, it's just so important. Woo! How are we doing? Do we think of anything else?
There is something I want to say, but it's not a plug.
No, go for it. Why not? We can end it a little early.
Okay, yeah. Well, first, I want to say thank you, Brian, for running this awesome game and letting us play it. Like you said, it's kind of like the first time it's streaming out to the world. It's kinda
You're
cool.
welcome.
It was really fun. Also, I had a lot of fun. And then second, thanks for doing that awesome fundraiser. That's so cool that you're doing that.
Well,
That's it.
From a bike.
yeah, the bike. I should put the link in, shouldn't I? I usually drop the link when I say that one, because that one's kind of hard to Google. I'll drop the link right now.
Yeah, donate to make Brian wear hats
Yeah,
On a bike.
on a bike.
on a bike.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy. I have to run the game for 3 hours anyway, so if you want to wait till then and donate, it's okay too. Whatever you want to do, just give money to the awesome cause.
Exactly.
Thank you everyone for playing. I think I said that earlier, but I really did appreciate it. I had so much fun, and I'm so proud of the amazingly unique game we got to play tonight. And the next time any of you out there get to play Ace Adventure, I hope it's just as fun, but I guarantee it will be so different. Because that's just the nature of this crazy game.
Oh, Brian, I want you to know, because I just went to go make a donation, you now have to wear silly hats.
What? No way.
Yeah.
Whoa, what? What?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
That's amazing.
All right, so I guess I have to come up with another goal before the 18th. So stay tuned to our other amazing shows and join the Discord, and you'll find out what I have to figure out next. Thank you, all you amazing, generous people, and we'll see you soon. Okay? Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
We love you.
See you next